If there's one thing that frustrates the FIFA career mode fanbase more than anything else, it's when EA Sports have a perfectly good and well liked feature in a version of career mode and then remove it without any warning or justification. Whilst this happens across the board in the FIFA franchise, with lots of features and even game modes being removed, it's at its most common in career mode. I will try my hardest to not let this turn into a bash EA Sports session, but with that in mind, here is a list of 5 features that I believe EA Sports need to reintroduce to career mode. So first up on the list is the request funds feature. First introduced to career mode during FIFA 14, the feature was welcomed with open arms by the fan base. It enabled you to ask the board to allocate more funds to your transfer budget. The higher you raised your seasonal objectives, the more they would grant you. You could even be awarded with more funds despite not increasing the season objectives. Despite this, the feature mysteriously disappeared in FIFA 17 and has not been seen since, much to the dismay and displeasure of the fans. The strangest thing about all of this is that with the first release of a FIFA game on the Nintendo Switch in FIFA 18, the request funds feature made a return. Even though you could find it on the Nintendo Switch version, it wasn't available on any other console. This made it all the more annoying for career mode players. There are rumours that the feature is set to return in FIFA 19, but as of yet, there is no concrete evidence to support this. Next is the loan deal future fee option. In a transfer situation, when submitting a loan deal bid for a player, you are able to add either an optional or a mandatory future fee to pay at the end of the loan deal in order to make it permanent. This was actually a feature in FIFA up until this year's edition in FIFA 18. Since then, it has suddenly gone missing. I get the feeling that this was an unknown error on EA's part and not intentional. The reason being that they may have simply forgot to put it in when reworking the entire transfer negotiation system to implement the interactive negotiations feature. Whilst this is extremely unprofessional and, for want of a better word, tin pot, I don't think anyone would be surprised if this is the case. Moving on to number 3 in the list, I'd like to see the Creation Centre make a return. The Creation Centre was a feature in which you could go onto the website and create both teams and players. You would have complete control over the creation, selecting things like mentality, location, stadium, etc. You could then download both your own and other players' creations onto your game. Now, whilst this feature wasn't just exclusive to career mode, the avenue I'm approaching with this is how you could insert a Creation Centre team into career mode and take over as manager. There were a lot of people who enjoyed doing this, and the consensus from the fans was always that it still needed lots of work to do, but it was really a good idea. And they were looking forward to seeing the next step for it, myself included. Well, the response from EA was just to pull it from FIFA altogether, with no reasoning behind it, as is usually the case with Electronic Arts. There are plenty of people, myself included, that would like to see it make a return, and hopefully we will soon. Next up is the Visual Sim feature. For those who don't know, Visual Sim was similar to the current feature that allows you to sim matches in career mode. However, the menu would have a much more detailed view of stats in game, and it would even give you an option to step in and continue playing the game from a certain point. Handy if you are losing the game in that moment. Like the rest of the features on this list, it was removed by EA with no explanation as to why. The 5th and final feature on this list is sponsorships. Now, this is probably requested more than anything else that I see from the FIFA career mode fanbase. It was a feature up until FIFA 11 manager mode, before it got the rebrand to career mode. It allowed you to choose from a selection, usually of 3 different companies, to sponsor your team. In return, you would receive money from them, either as a win bonus or a signing on fee. Again, this was a feature loved by the career mode players, but was removed by EA Sports without any justification. I know that the fans are desperate to see this return, simply to add a little bit more depth and choice to career mode. With any luck, it will return soon. So that completes the list of 5 for this video. Hopefully it didn't turn into a criticising EA Sports video too much. I just feel that the wrong choices are always made by the company, and it is only us as the fans who have to suffer for it. It would be great to see them reach back out to the public again and implement the features that we want, and then actually keep the features that we like in the game rather than removing them for no reason. Here's hoping to this. On that note, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you wish to see more regular gaming content. I'm Brom18, and I will see you soon.